technique is not convenient if it requires many steps to operate or needs special tools or many skilled, highly skilled workers. So my sister is a fitness buff. She was actually Miss Fitness California. So she's crazy, you know, strong and does flips and gymnastic things. She's kind of wild, crazy person. And she, you know, she has these books and these nutrition scales, right? And all these things on the counter. I remember when we were in high school. And I was like, man, that looks really difficult. Right? How many of you guys, maybe show of hands, actually, you know, go use these nutrition books? Who's tried it? I tried it, and it sucks. It's freaking terrible, and I won't do it again. Now I just like, yeah, that's about right. Oh, that's about right. Because it's too hard to understand what we're taking in, right? But we know, we're all aware, that diets are directly linked to a lot of illness in this world, right? So if we know that, there's a problem, there's a contradiction here. Why wouldn't you do it? It's hard. Prime time for innovation. Prime time. Right? Okay, good. It's hard. I agree with you. It is hard. So let's solve. But it should be easy. I'm sure we can make it easy. And the problem is the manufacturability. That if I go to Togo's and tell them to make my sandwich for me, aside from saying that, you know, no, don't put mayonnaise on it. I would like mustard, please. I don't know what I'm eating. I don't know my salt. I don't know how much salt I'm consuming. I don't know. You know, I am fairly aware that there's 3 pieces of meat and a piece of bread that's like this big. I'm aware of that, and I don't usually like that. That's not what I like to eat. But it's not manufacturable. So that's contradiction number 1. It's not manufacturable. Contradiction number 2: accuracy of measurement. If we go do this thing and we say we're going to make meals for people and meet their caloric needs, because we're ham tech, right? That's what we're doing. But if we lie to our customer, if we don't provide accurate measurements of what they're consuming, then they're not going to be very happy. And again, the trade-off is there is manufacturability, because it's not easy to be precise. Right? I'm in the business. My business is precision engineering. It's not easy to be precision. It's easier than you think, but it's not easy, right? There's some tricks. And so people, it's not what we do. We just throw the sandwich together, and you know, maybe there's scales, and we put these things on there. So those are our 2 contradictions, and we go back. There's a process here, and we say, oh yeah, I have contradiction 33 versus 32. I'm improving convenience of use, and when I improve convenience of use, manufacturability goes in the tank. Right? Oh, I increase my accuracy, manufacturing goes down. Manufacturability goes down. And then we go to the contradiction matrix. Here it is, guys. If you ever want to invent something, use this magic decoder ring. It's online. It's available. In the row, these are the ones that are going to be improved. In the columns, these are the ones that are being created. Right? So everybody here knows how to use a matrix, I think. I hope. Please, Berkeley, stay with me. So you go find row 33 and column 32, and it gives you some magic numbers, 2, 5, and 12. You write them down. You're a diligent guy. You write those things down. I know it's very silly, but just play with me for a little bit. There's truth. I do use this. I promise you I use this. And 635, 12, and 18. Now, we only have time to go through 1. So, you know, what it says is contradiction number 1 means I need to apply Altshuler's principles 2, 5, and 12. Contradiction number 2, I need to apply 6, 35, 35, and 18. So what does principle 2 say? Principle 2 is a separation principle or a removal of extraction principle. And you know, it's a lot of times you just need these little side ideas to say, oh yeah, I have this problem, right? But if I separate the problem, if I decouple the problem, I mean, there's whole theories on decoupling, right? How about Nam Su at MIT? That's his whole business. He's got books on decoupling, right? And there's people who work on these different inventing principles or design principles. It says, you know, take things, separate things from objects, and single out only the necessary part, and use only that necessary part. Okay, let's try to apply this. We're going to extract nutrition information from the food, store it digitally, compose a sandwich and meal based on our customer need, and then we'll have a sandwich and the information available to our customer. Right? So here we are with HamTech. HamTech. And it's the custom cook system that we're inventing today. And it has user interfaces. And Jamie here has his need. He puts his need into the system through a user interface. That system makes some calculations based on nutrition database, recipes, and food inventory that's available at this particular time at the said restaurant. Options are presented to him. And he says, oh, yes, I would like sandwich number 2, or I would like ham tech option number 5, please. And he selects. And then this is made for him on a scale. And when it's done, you wrap it up and you have the nutrition information with the food, and maybe it goes digital, or we can buy digital. But here we have an interesting method for generating custom meals for people and providing them with information. So all we did was pull the information out of the food. Okay, what are the additional benefits? Well, we had benefits. How can we sell this to our restaurant friends so that they could please go solve this problem for me? They now have inventory control. They're minimizing wasted food. They have a ton of customer information. Now they're not just generating a sandwich. Right? Togo's is letting everybody walk out of the door, right, and not tracking people's food intake as well as they could. Right? There's nutrition information that can be provided to the customer on the wrapper, the plate, or the digital. All of a sudden we can have better health monitoring. I can go take this information and send it to my doctor. I've got a problem. I've got diabetes. I've been eating too much sugar, right? And now I'm going to go eat at these restaurants, and I don't know what I can eat and what I can't eat. But I know I have diabetes, and I tell them I have diabetes, and I don't even have to say it. It's just a digital. It can easily be digital. And they say, oh, well, if you have these conditions or preferences, then you should likely have these things. Right? And I'm going to rank them for you, by the way. Probably. It's an easy thing to do if you're writing a computer algorithm. So we have the custom cooked solution, and we just went through step 2 on the process. Remember, we're only going to step 4. There's 30 minutes remaining. I will not take 30 minutes, I promise you. Now we've got a solution, and we went through it, we did our contradictions. I apologize we didn't get to spend a lot of time thinking about how do we increase our knowledge boundary. There's research that's involved. We go dig through different solutions. How did we modify our perceived constraints? How do we believe what the solution was? We resolved the contradictions, we reflected on the need, and we reported our invention. And we increased the manufacturer. To increase the manufacturability requires a system, an information system, just to manage the system, manage the manufacturing process. And yes, Jamie will be happy, and he will get what he needs. So I'm only going to very quickly talk about evaluating marketability. Marketability. This is where the engineer really has value, because and a lot of people say, well, Eric, you should stop playing this game. You should just invent and don't think about what the customer needs so much. And what I find is that there are some simple things that we do that help me change my design by understanding customer need. And when I drive down to the marketability, how am I going to market this? How will I make sure that the customer knows it's valuable? Because it may be very valuable to the customer, but if he doesn't know it's valuable to him, how does he move forward? How does he use it? How does he select it? So the pitch is something that used to be called the claim, but if I used the claim in a patent talk, then I would have mass confusion. So I renamed it to be the pitch, and it's again Mad Libs for engineers. And you guys should, it's part of the disclosure. These are all these Mad Libs are part of the disclosure process. And it's for target customer who has this need. The blank is a product category that has this benefit. And unlike these solutions that are available, this solution is different because of this. It's very simple. If you were going to give an elevator pitch to anybody in the technical staff of your organization that you're going to go work in, right, or your partner or your venture capitalist firm, you're going to have to boil your solutions down to these things, by the way, because they're smart people, but they are not thinking about that differential equation or that ANSYS result or this nonlinear. They're just not thinking this way. They're thinking like this. We're all people. And we're smart people. We need to understand your problem. Use it in your research. Go ahead. Go use it in your research. I challenge you. Right? I guarantee all of a sudden your research takes a whole new meaning, because all of a sudden you're thinking about who's going to use this thing. How are they going to use it? How will I get them to use it? All right. So for people who have dietary restrictions or allergies, the custom cook is a nutrition system that makes custom meals to meet your needs. Unlike nutrition scales with company diet guides, nutritionists or wait staff that I have to hire and keep at my house, this solution allows me the freedom to eat it anywhere I have a custom cook system. I can use it at home. I hope restaurants put it there. And I can go use this thing. Okay, great. Disclosure.